Okay, so once your VMware is open, you click on File, New Virtual Machine. Um, just so you know, I'm making use of VMware Pro. If you make that installation, you can make use of the VMware player. It's fine. You don't need the Pro to do this. But if you have the Pro, it's fine also. Leave everything as typical. And then you browse for your image. This is where my downloaded image is. After the download, sorry about that. I had to unzip it because it comes in a zip, and then you have the ISO. So you click on this. Yeah. You click on this, you go to next, and then let's give this a very beautiful name because I already have PFsense. Let's call this YouTube Firewall. Yeah, YT5FW is fine. So ideally, you should have an organized location where you store images, unless you do not want to be organized. Other than that, we can proceed. So I already have a location where I store all my images. So once you have this YT, this part sorted out, you go to the next part. Because I know that the moment I'm done with this video, I'll be tearing down this firewall. I'll leave it at 20 gig. But if you know you'll be using this lab environment for a period of time to perform every test before you go into production, I recommend putting this at 50 gig. And my best practice is I always select store image in a single file, so that when I go to the VM folder, they do not have a lot of images for the virtual disk. So we have this, and we go to next. Now we need to customize the hardware. One processor is fine, trust me, for the lab. And then you have this adapter, the NAT, the one that gives you access to the internet. Now we need another adapter that does not have access to the internet, like a host-only adapter. That would be the LAN interface. The NAT you're looking at here that has access to the internet would be our WAN interface. If you want to make use of bridge, you can make use of bridge, but I am not the network administrator of my current network, so I cannot bridge. You add a new network adapter. I do not want that there. I want it somewhere below. Experience is the reason why I'm doing this. I can't explain why it must be below, but I just want it to be below. So now you can use host only, but because I have a specific host only adapter in mind, I'm going to go with custom and make use of this host only adapter. And the reason why it's prior to now, I had configured my virtual network editor for specific IP addresses. I'll be showing that to you once we are done with this window. Now we have that. We have also a processor of 1 CPU. It's fine. Yeah, let's change this memory to 2 gig. 2 gig is okay for the sake of what we are doing. And then you can close this. Now, because I want to go to the virtual network editor, I'm not going to power this virtual machine on after creation because I have to show you the network editor configuration. But ideally, you should check that and proceed. So you go to the Edit Virtual Network Editor. This is where you have your network configuration on your VMware. This is the VNet one I selected. I have VNet 2. I created it just in case I need to make use of it. I have my bridge, but that's not showing now because of administrator limitations. Now you have the NATs. So if you want to see your bridge, all you need to do is click on Change Settings. I don't need to do that. So I'm going to power on this virtual machine. So if you're watching this live, engage me in the comment section while we wait for this to boot up. You'll be yourself. I see you. Thanks for joining. Okay, so if you've got it to this point, the next thing is to click just follow my steps. I'm not going to talk about it. Just follow my steps. If you're going to be watching this until later recording, you can take your time and read it. But follow my steps now. Now, at this point, you are required to choose your WAN interface and your LAN interface. That's the reason why I wanted, that network configuration to be up. So this one, it's my WAN interface. And the good thing about this version of PFsense on VMware, unlike other previous versions, is it actually performs a network test to be sure that it can access the network. And if it cannot, you will know that there's something wrong with your WAN interface. Yeah, I want my WAN interface to receive DHCP. It's not necessary for me to configure static, but if you are doing this in production, and you have static, you should get that static from your, ISP and click on DHCP client. That will change it to static and then perform your configuration. But I'm fine with DHCP client, so all I need to do is click on continue with installation. Now it's asking me to select my LAN interface. This is the part that, would be internal to my network as against the one that is external. Now I'm going to select the second network card. Now it's asking me to configure the WAN interface. So this is what I recommend you do here. I recommend you set it up to DHCP, and then later you set it up in static when you get into the firewall. That's the way I want to do it. You can configure it here if you want, but I prefer to do it that way. It's more better for me. So to do in DHCP, at the interface mode, I come down, I click DHCP, then it clicks on DHCP client. I hope you just saw what I did. Now I'm going to proceed with the installation. Waiting for that to happen. Feel free to engage me in the comment section if you wish. Section if you section. Yo, pardon what you were saying previously. That's a keyboard function. So I just had to disconnect the keyboard. So it said fail to commit file changes and installation step has been aborted. Would you like to restart the installer? Yeah, I just disconnected that keyboard. Let's see what went wrong. Okay, so for one reason we're having issues here, I will just restart the installation. My keyboard messed up the process. I'm making use of a bad keyboard here. My replacement is on the way. Uh, so while we were waiting, my keyboard was pressing keys. So I just disconnected that keyboard. So the same choices we made, only that this time we're faster because we already know what we want.